Tyler, since you've been here, we've added new features to the podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah, so
I don't read there though.
No, these are all new questions.
Okay, all right.
I
still won't read it. I don't even want to. Okay.
Yeah, not a problem. But we've also added a pre-show meditation. To the
sweet.
Podcast. Yeah.
Word. I just started meditating.
How's it been going?
Nice.
Not good. I'm not good at it, but I think it's like what I've read, and you'll probably corroborate this. You get better at it. It's like anything else. Like you're not good at it, but then the more you practice it, the more.
Why would you say you're not good at it?
Because my thoughts aren't like my thoughts are so wild, and to when I try to harness something like that, I don't feel like relieved at all after the process.
It stresses you out.
Yeah. Like being alone with my thoughts still does not like calm me down.
Okay, so it's not the idea of you not being able to suppress your thoughts, but it is the thoughts themselves that are stressing you out.
I guess I can't do like so, and maybe I'm doing it wrong. Like I have an app it'll put me through prompts, what to think. Like think of, let go of all that doesn't serve you. There's a light from your chest, and so I try to visualize that stuff. But in trying to visualize that stuff, wild thoughts come into my mind, like, and it's hard to like
feel the light. You don't feel the light?
I don't feel the light. No. I don't feel the light.
How close have you gotten to the light?
Close. I've been kind of close.
Yeah, like
I'm getting better at
flickered?
it.
Have you flickered?
There's a flicker. Yeah, there's it's like there's like a little flickering going on, but it's not full light.
Okay.
I don't know if like there's meditations for kids, that sometimes we do with our kids, and I don't see why they're like maybe they're, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of autistic TV too, but it's I feel like they give you.
I don't have that channel.
Yeah.
Is that a channno?
No, there's just
you don't have cable.
I thought that was Animal Planet.
Yeah, yeah, basically. But there's it dumbs it down a little bit, and it like makes it really easy, and I feel like it makes it easier for your brain to focus on. So like I don't know, maybe try out like a kids meditation.
Yeah. But
get you closer to the light.
I don't know if I told you guys this. I have like this weird like skill. Like when I was a kid, I had migraine disorder. So I would get these really, really terrible migraines.
That's not a skill, Tyler.
No, it's easy for me.
I think it's the opposite of a skill. That sounds like a curse, in fact.
I have this skill where I have diabetes. Yeah. Sugar fucks me up. No, but when I was a kid, there was like medicine wouldn't help me get rid of the migraine. So I formed this thing where like if I just got really like I just visualized the migraine going into a box and then in the smaller boxes, and then eventually if I could get it the pain into the size of a pinhead, my head wouldn't hurt anymore.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like a pain relief method.
Yeah.
So I have some experience with like that's meditation.
That sounds pretty powerful. Yeah.
But I can't do it. I can only do it in that aspect of my life, like with headaches.
How many boxes would it take? Well, basically, what I'm asking you is how many times can you fold a migraine?
It would take me, like, depending on the size of the migraine, it would take me about 1 hour of in a dark room trying this out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that translates into number of boxes.
I don't either. I think there's a different amount of boxes. Each time.
Have you ever tried that with other pains, like other injuries, or have you put that anywhere else in your life?
No, because the migraine to like a different pain is like a more instant thing. Like if I get like a cut that hurts like for that second and then it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
But like for the migraine, it was such a dull, lasting pain, and it would be like it would like debilitate me.
Yeah.
Where like I had to do it. So like if I'm not forced to do it, I can't do it.
Okay, now so you were saying earlier that when you try to meditate, you have these thoughts that are running wild. Have you ever tried putting your thoughts into boxes while you're meditating?
Ooh.
I'm just saying, who has the skills now?
It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I have this skill where I get people to really open up their skills into other avenues.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
That's a good skill.
Thank you.
Thank you. But anyways, I can't like by that's a good fucking suggestion. Wow.
I can't wait to hear how
Chakra
this works
Poppers,
out.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. That's why you come to Chakra Poppers.
Yes.
All right. So, like I said, we're going to start off with this really quick meditation.
Sure.
Ansley's going to guide us through it.
It's a box meditation.
Ironically, it is called a box meditation, and she's not just doing that now to brand this meditation for you. That's what it has been for everybody. So, you want to quick explain this?
I thought Tyler was going to take his hat off for this. I was like, formal.
I do. I think I should.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. All right, so we're gonna breathe in for 4, like one side of the box slowly. Then we're gonna hold it for 4, and then we're gonna breathe out slowly for 4, and then we're gonna hold it for 4, and we'll do that twice.
Eyes closed.
However you see
yeah.
fit.
Okay.
And for everybody at home listening and watching, that breath is going to be in the nose and then out the mouth.
So in for 4 seconds and out the mouth. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And we're ready.
Boom.
I like that.
Yes.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to start the podcast.
We're ready.
We did it again.
Yes.
Welcome back to another week of Chakra Poppers, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sidney. I am sitting here with my co-host and Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Ansley.
Hello.
And today our guest is none other than the Tyler Rothrock.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back.
Oh,
You're back.
Yeah, I love to be back. This gets me like another 6 months of feeling good.
Yes.
You know?
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm very much into that. Yeah. And we can just hop right into this.
Yeah.
Right? Tyler, you know how we do. Everybody gets the same questions. You're a second-time guest,
Yep.
which means you get a whole new set of questions to unlock these chakras with.
Awesome.
All right. So, as we do, the first question that we start off with is a little bit of an icebreaker question just to get the ball rolling, and then we get into popping open these chakras. So, Ace, take it away.
So Tyler, what's the best advice you ever gave someone?
The best advice I ever gave somebody would have to be to not worry about the negative shit and just be yourself, which is also the hardest advice it's very vague advice.
Yeah. I think that's the advice.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that is like when you think like that's generic.
It's very generic.
Not to disqualify your advice or anything, but when it comes to, it's like advice brand advice.
Right. It's like they have those like live, laugh, love. Mm-hmm. And it's like at Target.
Yeah.
I gave Target
Yeah.
advice.
You put it on a wood board.
Yeah, it's like mass produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that advice, but it's the hardest thing because it's the thing that I struggle the most with. You know what I'm saying? Like just being like authentically like your own, whoever you want to be. Mm-hmm. So that's what I try to. And I don't really give much advice. Like I'm not in a position that people are asking me for advice a lot. So
is this unsolicited advice that you're giving?
No. In the rare moments where somebody's like, "What should I do?" I usually say, "Well, you got to dig the hole deeper because the cops are going to find that body." No. I'm kidding. I don't advise.
That's good advice, though.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are digging shallow graves.
You underestimate how hard it is to dig a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of police shows lately. Mm-hmm. The first season of Bosch, shallow graves.
Yeah. You got to dig a deeper grave.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, I know digging a hole is one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should actually, premeditated murder should consist of thinking about.
Yeah.
Are your shoulders capable of digging a grave?
Exactly.
Do you have the back for it?
Yeah.
Most people don't.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those things that people think they can do before they try it. It's like listen, everybody can murder. One of the easier things to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Covering up a murder, possibly the hardest thing on the planet.
When you
very
think
hard.
about the fact, like when people kill other people and make them dig their own grave hole, like takes it to another. Yeah, like that's.
Well, it starts making sense because you're like, well, you're not gonna. Your fatigue won't matter.
No,
you'll be dead.
Yeah, work real hard.
You're not gonna be sore. I promise. I'll be sore.
Yes.
I also feel like the stress of knowing that I'm about to die would really hinder my ability to dig my own grave.
Dude, I've been thinking a lot about this, about that moment. Like, did you see Napoleon? The movie?
No.
It's not giving it away. There's a scene where somebody gets their head chopped off and they walk to their own beheading. And then they used to do beheadings.
Right.
That moment to me is like I can't even I can't grasp that moment where like you're walking and there's a crowd of people and then there's this big blade that will chop your head off.
Yeah.
And you're just like calmly putting your head into the thing.
Yeah, or the people that like make jokes or can make like like still be
people
on
aware
point
of their own
that.
Death is
you're dragging me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
I'm going limp.
Yeah, I'm going nuts. I'm going absolutely wild.
You pee in your pants.
Yeah, I'm doing it all. I'm just limp. Like, no, you're gonna have to drag me.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drag my dead weight. I'm going full dead weight on.
Yeah, I'm gonna exhaust myself trying to get away. I know I won't get away.
Yeah.
But I will. I'm doing everything in my power to not get my head chopped off by that thing.
Yes. Yeah, I will definitely be put in that guillotine the sweatiest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, and guess what? The people that are doing it, they're not going to have a good time. I know they think they're getting away with, like, they're going to be like, "Fuck, this one was difficult."
Yeah. Their shirts are going to be all stretched out.
Yep.
Like I'm definitely.
I'm
definitely.
And I'll be reaching trying to get them in there with me.
Yes.
At least a hand.
Yeah.
Taking a finger.
For sure.
To hold me.
All right, so this advice, it was be your authentic self.
Yeah.
And what was the other part of that advice?
Just not everybody is going to like you.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
When was the last time you feel like you've given this advice? And what do you remember the context?
It was comedy. Comedy. Yeah, comedy stuff. Yeah, like crowds just fucking suck sometimes.
Crowds do suck.
And it's easy to get yourself worked up, and it's easy to try to do whatever you think you could do to make them happy, but sometimes you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I mean, not to beleaguer the point, but a lot of times people think that they're going to get in a situation and suddenly become somebody that they're not. They're going to morph into their superhuman, Super Saiyan version of themselves and start getting it in.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, I follow him. He gives the jiu-jitsu lessons on YouTube, but he always gives like his little nuggets. And the one thing that he always says is everybody thinks that they're going to rise to the occasion, but you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your training. You fall to the level of your training. Yeah. Your preparation, and that's really all it is. Like you've been spending all this time being nothing but you, and you think suddenly when the pressure is on the line, you're going to become the version of you think you should be.
Yeah. That is honestly something, and I don't mean to sidetrack you guys, something that I struggle the most with in comedy is that sometimes I'm like, did I fucking train as something that's not totally me these last 13 years? Did I pick up the tricks of the trade that get me through these shitty gigs, but it ended up taking me farther away from who I actually am or who I want to be? I think a lot about that.
Yeah, Tyler's been spending years going to open mics doing nothing but miming.
Yeah.
And then he goes to shows like, can I do stand-up? Do I have what it takes to do stand-up?
Do you guys as stand-ups feel like when you're interacting with people on a day-to-day basis, do you consider that like training? Because like I guess what I'm wondering is like some people are like obnoxious in life and they go on stage and they're a charming comedian,
right?
Or is that not true? Like, are these people like...
That's a good question. Yeah, and I guess that's what I fear, that I'm like, I become if you know me in my personal life, like you'd be like, that's not you up there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know me.
I know you,
right? And I think you saw a transition that we've been together for 24 years. You said you were with me well before I started stand-up comedy, and I think I was a pretty charming guy before I started stand-up comedy. And then once I started stand-up comedy, it was like, oh, I don't need to be that in life anymore. I have the stage.
Yeah. I noticed that about you.
But now I'm starting to realize that probably wasn't the best way to handle that.
Okay.
So I'm getting back into being a more charming person in regular life, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. It's like, dude, it's finding the balance in that shit is hard to do.
Yeah, because when I'm on stage, I've cultivated alongside of the charm that I cultivated on stage. You're also all entertainment and art is extreme. It's an extreme version of reality.
Right.
So when I'm doing what I do on stage now in person, it's like, this person doesn't want to hear about my butthole. I'm sorry. I apologize. I took it too far.
Yeah.
I've been taking things too far.
Yeah.
But I'm going to follow Tyler's advice. I'm going to try to be my authentic self more.
Yeah. It's the hardest thing to do.
It is so difficult, especially when you get in your head about it, start thinking about it.
Dude, that's the problem. If the second you start doing that, you can't, it's almost impossible to do. Like it's impossible to react as yourself if you're worried about how you're going to react. It's
This is about to be the most awkward episode of Chakra Poppers.
Are we all thinking about ourselves?
Am I being myself? Is this happening? Am I doing it? Ansley, am I doing it? You know me. Great advice, by the way.
Yeah.
And now we are going to get into popping open these chakras for the second time.
Yes.
Tyler. Ansley, take it away.
All right. So, Tyler, we're starting in the root chakra. What is your favorite bullshit?
My favorite bullshit? Like, what do you mean? Like bad thing?
Like your favorite, like to get into, like or to learn about or do, or like,
or to see somebody do.
Yeah. Just nonsense.
Yeah. What's your favorite nonsense?
Favorite nonsense is
or foolishness. What is your favorite foolishness, Tyler?
I guess I get caught up in I'll say this, it just happened, and I think it's something that I truly enjoy. I like when I see somebody I know go through something difficult, or not that they're in trouble. I'll just give the story. A coach that I had in basketball growing up was a coach of a different team, and he had to resign because his players thought he was too hard on him, and he's getting drugged through the media a little bit. And I find myself too interested in this story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm like, because I want to know what happened, what was said. So my bullshit that I like is I like to know. I want to know what happened to get people that got people actually in trouble, or what was actually said.
Yeah.
I want to know the real facts of the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because so much in life, for example, this Vince McMahon stuff. You see this stuff on
I've been vaguely hearing about it.
Yeah, child trafficking or something.
Well, and sexual assault stuff.
Okay.
And so stuff's coming out, actual text messages and stuff, and I find myself very interested in the actual nuances and what was actually said to people.
Yeah.
That guy, because so much will be so and so got resigned, and they keep it all internal, and you never know the details.
Yeah.
I love finding out the details.
That is good.
That is kind of, and again, I don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna put my 2 cents about it though into the ether, because I do feel like Vince McMahon, he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
You gotta, there's a part of every guy that believes that once they reach a certain success, they don't have to tap dance their way to the pussy anymore. Now they have a direct line.
Yeah.
To the pussy.
It comes tap dancing to them often too. I'd imagine
I think it comes twerking towards them.
You know what I mean? But you know how you talk about ladies are out in the world, and if they wanted to do it, it's everywhere, right? Oh, they just have to be I'd like to,
Right.
It becomes that for a guy. He just has to be I'm interested.
Well, and once I guess you probably get to a certain level where the normalcy of life doesn't it doesn't turn it doesn't get your juices going.
Yeah.
You need to
You got to take a risk.
You got to
you got to do weird shit.
Yeah.
Or risque.
Yeah.
You got to get risque.
And I think in his case it was harmful to people.
Yeah.
It's and that might be something he's into.
Yeah. Now, do you know any of the specifics of what happened with this coach?
I don't know. No, so that's what I've been like for the last 2 days, because I do believe that the kids were being a little soft, and I think as much as I want to know if he like was, ripping somebody's head off, saying that he's gonna kill their family.
Yeah,
I also want to see the kids. I want the story to come out that the kids overreacted and should have just toughened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, when you're on your quest to find out this more information, do you have any level of you that kind of gets frustrated at the idea that the level of effort that you're putting in to find out this information, if you were putting that level of effort into anything else, you'd be
There's almost all yes, all the time. Like I'll get, and we're in a world where like it's easy to like hate on other people even if they're achieving success, and I sometimes, and I have to actively not hate, because the amount of energy I spend into like seeking out other people's shit and their life to maybe soothe or not soothe, maybe even to like give myself some emotional cutting on it.
Yeah.
I like get to it. There's always a point in that process where I'm like, you've spent too much time on this. You could have like made your life better in this amount of time, which then makes you more fucked up.
Yeah.
Because
you're an investigative journalist that isn't even going to write an article.
I'm not going to write an article, and there's going to be an article written in my head that I won't even read, because I don't care to read it. Like it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Now, I don't know if you know this, but the bullshit that you just put forth into the world that is your favorite bullshit happens to be something that Ansley loves. She loves other people's gossip and business.
I do.
So so that we can give her some closure, do you have any specifics on the text messages that Vince McMahon was sending?
He was like saying some wild shit to people, but there's like, I guess he had some girl, like he shit on some girl and he made her still hook up with him and his friend. It was like some just gnarly
made
stuff.
Her or made them? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I want to. If I poop on you, I don't want to have to hook up with you.
You know what it is? It's
It's a very good distinction.
Yeah, and I guess the story that I heard was that he was paying her to, like, she signed an NDA.
Yeah,
he stopped paying on the NDA, and then
she told everybody.
Yeah, but that is a wild proposition, because you would think that like shitting on me is the exclamation point. Yeah,
and then
that's the grand finale.
You're done with me after that, right?
We're starting.
Yeah. Few friendships start with getting shit or shitting on.
And ironically, Tyler, that is some pretty good bullshit. That is a Chakra Popped. Thank you for getting us that. Ace, take it away.
All right, we're to the sacral chakra. So, Tyler, when or why have you felt the most lost?
We did it again, people. We just finished Tyler's Patreon episode, and it was an amazing time. I'm sure you're already having an amazing time now. Come get a little deeper and open up the dark chakras with Tyler Rothrock. Did you have a good time?
I did. I had a great time.
Yeah. It was very therapeutic.
It was.
Yeah.
I feel like a better person.
I do feel like a better person than Tyler.
I'm happy I gave you that.
Yes. Yeah.
My role in this world is to make other people feel like better people.
Hell yeah. Mission accomplished. And you can also check out Tyler's podcast, Night Moves, that he does with Misiano and Sean Preston. It's a good time. Right? And now we're going to get... Oh, wait. $1 gets you all of our exclusive content for the Patreon. Get on here. That's all you have to do is $1, and you get all of this exclusive content, which not only includes the counter to... Did I say that weird?
You almost said Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
It was weird. Which not only includes the counter to this podcast that you're watching right now, which we call Chakra Poppers After Dark, but we also do some fight commentary and analysis on Ansley's jiu-jitsu matches. It's a good time. Now, we're going to get back to this episode and find out when Tyler has felt the most lost.
The most lost mentally I've felt would be, it usually occurs after you think you've figured out. It usually happens to me within moments of when I feel the most like centered, and then that equilibrium gets disrupted, and then that the security of where you think, oh, I figured it out, and then you go right back into like you don't know what's going on. That's when I always feel the most lost, because like it's like you're driving somewhere and you know where the destination is, but then your GPS like scatters, and now you're more lost because you're still moving. You thought you were going in the right direction, but now you have no idea.
Yeah, you know? Realize what you thought was right is wrong. And
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now I know nothing.
Or like even just being if somebody pulls a thread of where you think something's right, but they instill maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
That doubt.
Yeah.
A little bit of self-doubt that they pulled that thread, and then everything kind of unravels where like you don't know up from down.
Yeah.
When you just thought you did. Mm-hmm. And it happens mostly from loved ones. I think loved ones will do that to you, and I don't know if they intend to all the time, but because what I've been thinking a lot of recently is like my relationships with the adults in my life that have been in my life since I was a kid, and how that's my perception of them has changed. Where like I've always considered them to be, as a kid, the adult in your life, typically you're like, what's good, and then you meet these people in a different light when you're also an adult, and you're like, oh, you don't know what's going. So then it's all kind of unravels.
And you haven't known the whole time.
You haven't known the whole time. Like my mom will like admit to parenting like mistakes she did with me.
Yeah.
As if it's like cute now.
I know, that's
it's like,
not
no,
cute.
that's fucked up. Like, it's not like I'm not like mad or upset, but it's like, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I've built my life around this.
Right.
Yeah, I try to tell our kids in real time.
Yeah.
We don't
know
like
what we're doing.
It's like, dude, I completely handled that wrong.
Yeah.
I fucked that up. I apologize.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be scarred for life.
Yeah, that's
my bad.
That's my girlfriend has 3 kids, and they're like, I've been thrown in this like world where like what you say will have like somewhat of an impact on human beings.
Yeah.
So
and it's terrifying.
Yeah. And so that makes me kind of like question my own like life coming up to that point.
Yeah. And when you were talking earlier, it kind of reminded me of that old, is it a metaphor where you climb to the top of the mountain and then you look up and you see that there's a higher peak?
Yeah.
You know, and you have to climb down and through a valley.
Yeah. I feel like that is like literally, I've never heard that before, but that's like, I can so like vividly see what you just said, and I just heard it for the first time. I think that's what like my life is.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, and then you're not where you need to be, and you got to like backtrack, go through some more shit to hopefully get to there, or do you stay here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you don't even finish getting to take that breath of like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
Do you think everybody is that? I think that's happening to everybody.
I think it's a pretty common situation.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I like because every moment of clarity puts you in a different position. Mm-hmm. You're in a different position than you were last time. And now you realize in this moment of clarity, all the work you have to now do.
Yeah.
To achieve a goal or to even sustain. You can't just sustain. You can't just stay where you are without work. Everything takes work.
Even staying where you are requires work.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's like the hardest thing to do because, I've even been this person where you like stay stagnant, almost like all your effort goes into doing it, and you don't even try. It's not even by design, but like you push off all opportunities to like further yourself out of fear or whatever. Yeah. So like you end up working harder to just stay where you are. than you would have if you just,
It's like the effort of batting down opportunities.
Exactly. Out of fear of failure,
Hey, God, my arms are tired from batting down all these opportunities.
Life is hard.
They're coming so fast and hard. Good God, it sucks.
There's not a ton of opportunities coming my way, but when they come, I'm like, I'm not ready for you. I don't want no part of you.
Yeah, and that is a lot of effort because you're like, now while you're doing it, it's like, man, is another one even going to come?
Right.
Like what am I doing?
Yeah.
It's not like what did I just do? Because it's like you're like right before you hit send, it's like, what am I doing?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's it's a very how would you contextualize what we just heard?
I don't know. I'm lost. That like that being lost and knowing where you're going are often very like the opposite sides of the coin. They're very closely related.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're like, in order to not be lost or in order to find out where you're going, sometimes you have to be lost type of an idea.
Yeah. I think about like, so I'll just give you like the quick version of this. I was the phrase, it's great to be here. Mm-hmm. I say a lot in my life. Like if but I use it a lot, like sarcastically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's not great to be here. Like I'm not, but so it's
good to know.
Which I mean it
that was
right
the
now.
first thing he said. When he came
I know.
It's great to be here. I've been here before, right? Yeah, great to be here.
No, I mean it this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so I had a situation. I think it was like a little. Since I've seen you guys, my best friend killed himself.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was awful. And I moved. He's from my hometown, mm-hmm. right? And he grew up like a mile from me. So when I moved home from New York City, like in 2018, which to me would have at that time and still somewhat would be considered a failure, right? Mm-hmm. Like I moved home, and in that time you see people that you've started with achieve success and go on to do great things, and part of you is like jealous and thinks, well, if you stuck it out there, could have something have happened? Did you make a wrong choice? Did you zigged when you should have zagged, right? But then so my friend kills himself, and we over the last year we spent a lot of time together. He had some like issues going on, and so he kills himself. And through therapy, I realized that those zigs when I should have zagged got me to a point where I spent a year with my best friend, mm-hmm. Which I am very thankful for. If let's say I would have stayed in New York and got on a sitcom, and I'm a huge movie star now in LA, and I had missed that year and my friend kills himself, I would feel much worse about my life had I deserted him in the time that he would have needed me and I was with him.
Yeah.
So all those failures, like the times that I felt very lost for a while before I like came to that conclusion with my therapist. I felt super lost because I was like upset about all my failures and everything. But the zigs when I should have zagged probably got me to a point where I feel better now, being able to have been there through that time. So like the phrase "it's great to be here," like means like I think about it a lot because wherever you're at, there's a reason you're at it. And if you're feeling like, whenever I feel a little bit lost, I know that there's probably a reason that I'm where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that confusing?
No. I relate to it because I like the, when people are like, you're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's a like hugely comforting thing to say. And sometimes it's hard to believe.
Right.
But like, if you can like put faith into it,
mm-hmm.
It's like, it's a very like, and there's truth to it because we don't know where our path is taking
right.
us, and you don't know what's important in your life and at what times, and like to trust in that process is like,
it's all about perspective because like I don't believe in like the divine or like some like plan set out for me, but you can make where you're at be the right spot,
right?
Yeah,
no matter what.
Well, I would like to piggyback on that because I can't stop thinking about the idea that, had your friend committed suicide and you were this big successful guy on a sitcom, then you could have dedicated that next season to yourself.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But even, the more likely scenario would be is I would be living in an apartment in New York, struggling, and not have spent time back home. You know, But like, what I'm saying, like, you'll see somebody, they're a big star, you're like, oh man, but it's it's not always the right path at the time, you know.
Possibly better though.
Yeah. So you're undoing a lot of the therapy.
I'm sorry.
Texting right now. I need an appointment.
That's not what this podcast is about. I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm very sorry.
You can't undo what it was too expensive. You can't undo it.
All right, we'll consider that a chakra popped.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Sacral chakra popped. And Ace, take it away.
All right, we're to the solar plexus now. So Tyler, can you tell us about a time that you let somebody have it?
Damn, no. I mean, I'm so bad at letting people have it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so bad at that. Like, I cave in all of those situations. I kind of just let it, like, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because even if you are bad at doing it in the conventional sense, there has to be a version of it that you do.
Yeah. The version of it that I do is very de-escalating and almost rewarding for them. Which,
like, he literally let them have it. Like, here, this is yours.
Somebody
now.
can wrong me, and I'll find a way to make them feel good about the wronging.
Yeah,
I'll comfort their wronging.
Yeah,
which makes them feel, it lets them off the hook, and it very much torments me. in a
so tell us about one of those times.
Well, like, just if I have such a desire to have people like me and not hate me that they can. I can't think of a specific time, but like, just, and I haven't been wronged in the most horrible of ways, but
yeah,
if I find out people are talking shit, I'll, instead of just like be like, fuck you, I'll like reason with them and try to like befriend them and like prove them that I can be liked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, without giving names, can you give us an example of the type of shit that was being talked and the type of reasoning and negotiating you did?
Well, the one that's, well, the one that's the worst. There's somebody that's close to me. They have people in their life that talk shit about me, but they still remain close to them in their life.
Yeah.
So I very much, it like makes an insecurity in me with that person. So I find myself always trying to prove myself to my actual person who's actually still in my life.
Yeah.
I work so much harder to prove my worth to them because of their connection to that person that talks shit.
Yeah. They must like, man, Tyler's great to me.
Yeah.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah. I wish I could go into more detail with it, but it would be it would cause issues for me if they ever saw this, which they will, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, so like you couldn't even describe the type of shit that is being talked about you. Because I'm curious.
Yeah. Like just me as a comedian, like not good, a loser, stuff like that. They'll say that to people in their life to, man, I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
I wish I could, but fuck, I guess I can.
It's okay. I get it. You don't have to give out names, and that would
if I even if I didn't give out names, if I gave out the situation, it would be such. like it'd be a great day for them to hear that.
You would think so, Tyler, but there are so many people talking shit about you. Don't worry about it, man.
The majority of people either don't know you or are talking shit about you.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were talking about me and Ansley.
Well, let's use that as the example then. That's much easier.
Yeah. No, but I get it. So you, but that almost is a way of not necessarily letting somebody have it, but your attempt to prove yourself to the middleman is also kind of reminding him about the other people,
right,
in their behavior too. So that is.
And my version of letting them have it is I actually let them have it, the win. I give them. Yeah. I award them the win. I don't like say that they suck. I'm like, you guys, let's all be friends anyway. Even though you hate me and you say bad things, let me show you how good I can be.
Yeah, I think that might be more relatable than the person that actually flips out and flips the table. And really lets people have it.
I relate more to that than the.
I think it's absurd, but I know you can relate to that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like.
But you know what's crazy about? I fantasize about the other one.
I fantasize about what you do.
Really?
Yeah. I wish that I could just, smooth things over in a way where...
They're not smooth. This doesn't smooth things over.
Neither does my way.
But I feel like that way, at least there's some gratification. I fantasize. I'll talk to myself. Like, I'll be like in the shower, or I'll be like... I'll go through the whole conversation of what I would love to say, and then never say it, and then that makes me feel even worse.
Yeah, but I'm doing that really uncomfortable fast walk away from the burning bridge, where like I'm not running away from it because I'm trying to prove to myself that I don't have to run, but I'm also so uncomfortable that I can't slowly walk. You know what I mean?
But
I fucked that up. You know what I mean? It's like,
but you get away from you don't get burned. I'm trying to put out the fire of the burning bridge. And I'm like getting my fucking hands all torched.
Okay, well, I never get to forget about burning that bridge.
Okay, all right. And that's comforting because at least because you have like the other side of the coin. You're always like, I would have a better life, and I would have a better self-worth and more confidence if I just did it that other way. But I guess both ways probably make you feel fucking shitty sometimes.
You're either constantly looking over your shoulder or blowing out your hand.
Yeah. Who's lighting this goddamn bridge on fire that's making us do this stuff?
Well, in my case, it was me. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that I would consider that a solar plexus chakra popped.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To my level of expertise on the matter.
Yeah.
Right?
I know that was convoluted and confusing, but I do feel better. The very little I've revealed, I do feel better.
Yeah.
Just acknowledging it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And off air, I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I won't forget. All right, Ace, take it away.
All right, we're to the heart chakra. So, Tyler, can you tell us about your deepest heartbreak?
Oh, my deepest heartbreak. Yeah, my deepest heartbreak was I think I might have talked about this the last time. I had a girlfriend who served as a 36-year-old. This happened when I was younger. I don't know if the heartbreak didn't age. So I know that it was more of like a circumstantial thing, and like maybe more of what's the word? You're not in love. You're more like an infatuation or like a codependency type thing. Mm-hmm. But that hurt the most when I was in college. She broke up with me, and it kind of like I didn't deal with a lot of other shit in my life because our relationship served as this like comfort, and then when that went away, I had to kind of address a lot of other issues. So that's probably more what hurt is like my inability to address those other issues, and the breakup was the catalyst. And now I don't miss that person at all, but at the time I haven't felt the pain of that since, you know,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had losses I always felt bad. My dad passed away, and then she broke up with me within like a couple months of each other, and like I still feel a little guilty that I did get more upset about the breakup.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
last
and
episode.
that still is something that affects me. But that is my
Deepest heartbreak.
yeah heartbreak.
Well, I mean, like you said, the breakup also made you have to face everything else more head on.
Yeah, and it's really been my only breakup. Well, I've had another breakup, but it was more amicable. This was like where it just our breakups as in adulthood are different than your like early college breakups because they're like they really hurt. But you're more like, okay, we're just not aligned as adults.
Yeah,
that's easier to do. So I haven't felt like heartbreak.
Yeah.
So much. Like,
but this one, the heartbreak one was almost came out of nowhere type of break.
Yeah, and like just like I didn't know if I could like go on.
Can I ever love again?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been some like things that it might have changed who I am a little bit more than like a different like if you break up with a girlfriend in your 30s, it's probably not gonna change who you become.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that did kind of change who I became a little bit.
That is interesting that like when you're first learning about relationships and how things work and like the impact that those first ones have on you. You know?
He was like, man, I got to stop being myself. That wouldn't work at all. I got to figure something else out.
Dude, that's fucking Tommy Pope. So me and Tommy lived together for a while. Yeah. And this was in New York. And, I mean, if you don't know who Tommy Pope is, he's a very attractive, charming man. And he was having success with women. Yeah. And I was not. And his advice to me was just be yourself. And it's like, Tommy, I can't. Because you're out there being yourself. I can't just be myself. It's not as good as you as yourself. So I have to make this fake version of myself. You're out there. Guys like you are out there.
But here I got to figure out a way to not, because I don't mean this to be insulting, right?
You can insult. It's fine.
No, I'm really trying to say this in a way that people can realize applies to them as well. Uh-huh. But it's like that the way that person gets women has nothing to do with the way that you'll get women and the women that you'll get. The women that you will get are women that want whatever you're offering. Right. And they're, whether it's like fortunate for the woman or unfortunate for the woman, there is a woman out there that wants your shit.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about like relationships. And like, I look at you guys, like it's so kind of rare to have what you guys have, because like we go through this time period where like the Venn diagram of who you're attracted to and who you should be with, it's not overlapping all the time. And as you mature, it gets a little easier. But those early days of when you're most susceptible to be affected by rejection or whatever, or failures, that's when I think they're the farthest apart, the Venn diagram of.
Yeah, I think she kind of like over time, like a glacier, kind of like moved into the middle of my Venn diagram. With
okay, at a glacier case.
Yeah, I was just explaining to my kids the other day. The first time I told her I loved her, she broke up with me.
Okay.
Yeah. That was probably my biggest heartbreak.
Yeah. And why? Were you scared of it?
Yeah, I think we had our early relationship was pretty turbulent.
Okay.
And I think when he said that to me, it made me feel like a shitty person, because I'm like, this person is telling me they love me and I don't deserve them to love me because I'm not treating them right. And I am a dick. And like, either I've got to, and it was like, I've just got to, like, I can't look at myself in the mirror.
You don't want to hurt him.
Yeah. And for me, it was like, you know what? I'm ready to stop being a dick. I love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we handled it different ways.
And how long did you guys like
talked again? Like,
well, yeah. Or like, because did you love him at the time?
Yeah, I think, looking back, definitely. But it was like, I guess.
You better say that.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know how. I felt like if I was like, I love you too, now I've got to face all the shitty things that I'm doing. And I don't know that, let alone you're going to forgive me if I'm honest with you, but I don't know how to forgive myself.
Right.
Like, this isn't the person I want to be. You know what I mean? And like, so for me to accept that, like, okay, this is the person that you are, you know, like you're not better than that.
Right,
You're a shitty person right now.
I think, and like to piggyback off of that, why that heartbreak was so bad was because ultimately I knew I wasn't being a good person.
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, she was right.
Yeah.
You know, she made the right choice on me. And when you have nobody to blame but yourself,
Yeah.
that hurts more.
Yeah.
Because, like, you failed.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to hide. So it makes you, like, have to really look at yourself in the mirror and be like, fuck, you got to, like, make some shit different.
Yeah. And like, what are you prioritizing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to be a party girl right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You know, you're like, and you can't, like, looking back, you can't be too harsh on yourself. I was 20 years old, you know, like, you've got to make those choices, but, you know, in the moment.
Yeah. When she broke up with me, I was being such a dick at the time that when she broke up with me, I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It was a very, like, I think we kept talking. Like,
it was like, all right, yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
And then Tyler, that's a chakra pop, man.
Hell yeah.
It's a heart chakra pop. Ace, take it away.
all right, we're to the throat chakra. So, Tyler, tell us about a time you've been manipulated.
Every day. I feel like I'm the mark.
Yeah.
For manipulation.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say that. I feel like I'm very sensitive to feeling like I'm being manipulated, where sometimes I think we're always being manipulated by people.
Yes.
Yeah.
The person, no matter how much they love you, they have their own agenda. A lot of times the agendas line up, but there's still always a level of manipulation no matter what, I think. But
that happened to me today. Ansley was like, she was at the grocery store and she was like, is there anything that you want? Maybe fried chicken? And I was like, yeah.
yeah.
Like, because I wasn't thinking that beforehand, but you know, when she said it, it was like, yeah, that lines up.
Yeah. Manipulation isn't always
Yeah, and don't
bad.
be racist.
And I'm somebody that needs a little bit of manipulation. I need to be, steered in the right direction a lot of the time. And like the relationship I'm in now, like I'm thinking she's always manipulating me, and I don't know that she always is, but the fact that I don't know means it doesn't matter.
Would she say she's motivating you?
No.
She's,
sometimes, certainly sometimes, but I think there's manipulation happening all the time.
Yeah,
and
could you give an example of a particular manipulation?
Of one that I know that's happened, or one that I'm theorizing.
How about both?
One of both. There'll be things like diet stuff. Like she'll say a thing about, like, sometimes I drink Diet Coke, and I know I shouldn't drink Diet Coke, but she'll like find a study, or we'll be in an argument and she'll reference what her friends think. Like, she'll be like, everybody agrees with me. Like, she has an ex-husband and kids, and they I've never had kids, or like I've never dealt with like a divorced family, and like there's a lot of obstacles with that, and it's an odd situation when your girlfriend is always communicating with their ex, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll get a little tense.
I'm sorry. Has she ever implied that Diet Coke ruined her last relationship?
No. I've decided to ditch the Diet Coke and just go to the real one. Okay. I was the Diet Coke. It's okay. Aspartame is no match for this particular thing. So, but like, you know, and so she'll say, this is normal stuff. Everybody I talk to says that. Mm-hmm. And you're like, do they? Is this, or are you just saying that as this, like, you know, like to corroborate your thing that you know that I think whatever's happening isn't right.
Yeah. You
don't want to change it or can't change it. So you're going to say that everybody else is agreeing with you. Yeah. Who are these people? They're just this vague group of people. And it's always that, you know?
And why are you talking to so many people about this?
Right?
Pulling them all on this.
But then if I go talk to my friends, you don't talk to your friends about it. It's like, so what's, you know?
Yeah, well, all your friends, though, aren't in a situation where they can relate either.
Right.
So your friends probably shouldn't be corroborating.
Right.
And not to say that I agree with them.
And I've like, my friends will kind of, for the most part, tell me what I want to hear. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a couple friends that will, you know, hit me straight, but like, and I don't mean that they're not beholden to me because I'm like this god. I think they only do that because it's just laboring for them to not.
Yeah.
I think they've just learned about me. Just like tell him what he needs to hear, or he'll just keep talking about it. You know, there are people that like just have yes men because of their level of success, but then there's people that have yes men just because they're so laboring to talk to.
Yeah.
I'm in the latter.
Yeah. Okay. He's like, oh, Tyler, you're right. You're right.
Can we not talk about this again? So just tell him he's right. If you tell him he's right, he'll stop. But yeah, so I guess that's an example of both. Like you never know. My big thing is you never know if you're being manipulated or not. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter because if the thought is in your head, your reaction is the same either way.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because whether it's real or imagined, it feels the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. So then it's like, you're always like, is it happening now? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because at that point, is she manipulating you or are you manipulating you?
Exactly.
Right.
And there's a chance that it's me. There is a chance. There's at least an equal chance it's me as her or anybody else for that matter.
Yeah. Well, 50% you, maybe 20% her, and then 30% all the people she's talking to.
Yeah. The army of
them.
The everybody I talk to.
Everybody.
And like everybody,
Tyler.
Everybody is saying this.
Every single person I talk to.
Yeah. How did you get a hold of everybody?
Yeah. I mean, I corroborated.
Yeah.
It was like, we agreed with it.
Right. Yeah. I go down, I start knocking on doors. She said everybody. Did you guys?
Well, now that you lay it out, she didn't say it, but now that you lay it out, I kind of agree with her. Yeah, but that is, I mean, like, and again, I don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, but if Ansley and I were to not be together and she was with somebody else, I would need constant assurance about a lot of things, you know, with the interaction between my kids and that other person. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and I think maybe the easiest thing to do because of all the problems that I would cause.
Yeah.
Burn a lot of bridges.
Would be to just talk to me.
Right.
Just like communicate with me.
Yeah.
You know, or every time I need to be communicated with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, life is going to get really difficult for all of us.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like
I'm like kerosene. Like,
you know, and
where's the bridge?
It kind of a couple pops back. It kind of aligns with that as well because like sometimes I don't speak up and I maybe take things out on her that aren't her fault. And it's more of the situation's fault.
Yeah.
You
know?
Yeah. It's a hard situation.
It's not even the situation's fault. It's the situation. Like fault is a negative term.
I mean, in our case, it would all be my fault. For sure, it would be my fault. I would not be mature about it at all. But again, Tyler, that's a Chakra Pop. Thank you for sharing.
Hell yes.
And now we can get off this topic. Ace, take it away.
All right, we're to the third eye chakra. So Tyler, what's something that you like to get jealous over? You enjoy it.
Oh, I love getting jealous over others' success.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
What makes you love it?
I think, I think what it does is it makes me you get a version of yourself in your head, right? And if you see other people succeed and you feel like you're not, that reaffirms your thought of yourself, that you're like just a loser.
So you're like, I knew I was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't tell me I don't know me. I know me.
Yeah. 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 I think I do a lot of like my I'm not happy with where I'm at with my career. It's tough to be, and it's a tough career that we're doing, and it's easy to get, discouraged. But so when I get down on myself, I kind of always search for examples to confirm that.
Yeah.
That you should be down.
Yeah.
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 Do you do a lot of remember, Mom, you said I could be anything and I told you I couldn't?
Yeah.
Look what he's doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, because, like a lot of people we're at the point where there's people that we, used to do mics with, or when I was in New York, that are doing like big stuff. And like, I'll have friends from my town be like, hey, have you seen this guy? Like, I love this guy or girl. And you're like, yeah, I know them well. And then, they'll become fans of people, and you're like, for example, Theo Vaughn came to my town, and all my hometown buddies all were like in a group chat, we got to go see Theo. And I'm like, I do stand up as well, Yeah. And like, so you see other people's success and you're like, fuck, that just confirms that I should be at this loser spot in life.
Yeah.
It just confirms that you're there. That's where you belong. Mm-hmm. You suck, Okay. If other people can get successful, you're not getting successful. That must mean you suck. And you kind of want to know that you suck.
Yeah.
You've been telling yourself that you suck, then you're right.
Yeah.
It's good to be right.
It is.
Even if it's about you being bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's a strange thing to love.
I guess I don't love it.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, it makes you feel right. It validates your opinion. And like self-worth is like, it's hard to validate your self-worth positively, but it's easy to validate your self-worth negatively, which is a success.
Yeah.
When you validate anything, it's a success, even if it's such a bad thing for your like mental health.
Man, I love the honesty of this guy's answer.
I know. It's
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Am I not honest with myself? Like, what is happening? Yeah, man. That's again, I think that is a very relatable thing.
Yeah.
And goodness gracious, I want to move. This answer is making me hot.
You want to move on?
Yeah. This is making me uncomfortable. Because I a lot of times feel like sometimes I feel like my work ethic doesn't align with my level of talent. And just because I am a talented person doesn't mean things are just going to be handed to me. I still have to bust down doors. Yeah. And I don't feel like I make the effort to bust down doors as consistently as I should. I'll every now and again I'll get a bunch of fire up under me, and I'll fucking bust down one door, and I'm like, whew, okay, that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But like we were saying earlier, it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna stay in this room for a little while.
Right.
And can we move on? Yeah, Tyler, thank you for sharing that, man.
Yeah.
And that is a chakra popped. Not just because I want to move on, but I think we wrung all the liquid out of that.
I feel wrung out there.
Yeah. All right, Ace, take it away.
All right, we are to the crown chakra.
Woo!
So Tyler, what makes you feel most connected?
To myself, you mean?
Yourself
or just in general or just however I decide to.
Yeah.
I feel the most connected when an idea that I think of, if I talk to somebody about it, they kind of relate to it. You know, like it's easy. You know, I think with we there's a part of stand-up. Stand-up is very hard, but there's a part of stand-up that's makes life easier for us, like because we get to like share our thoughts more than the average person does, and we share more of them, and that feeling of a thing we think that otherwise would have just kind of eaten me up in my head. If you find somebody else feels that, it feels very good.
Yeah.
Like even in this podcast, maybe a couple questions ago, there was something that I asked that I was like, do you think a lot of people feel that way?
Yeah.
You saying yes, that made me feel good. Made me feel like a human being.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, I wish I didn't lie about that.
Yeah. Well, now I feel less like a human being.
No, I was being honest.
Yeah,
I
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think so much of us being like existing is similar to everybody else's. So much is different.
Yeah.
But I think there's key points that everybody has, and we never talk about it, you know, for whatever reason. And when I say something and other people are like, yeah, that fucking rules to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any good theories that have been corroborated recently other than this podcast?
Well, it's just more like stuff I'm going through, like thoughts I think, like you feel like alone, like you feel like don't know what you're doing with your life. Like I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like I don't know, and like that feels like it's an isolating feeling. But then like I have successful friends that are like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. You're like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people you think have it all together.
Yeah. You're like, you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Nice. You know, you're like, no, you're not happy that they're feeling that, but you're kind of like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. We're all just like hanging on.
Yeah. We all don't know what the
fingers.
fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's comforting.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been bothering a bunch of people with a new theory lately, and I now can take some pressure off of my friend Tanner. I've been annoying the hell out of him about this, and I came to you about it as well. But so I have a theory that depending on your relationship with your mom growing up, right, determines what types of titties you're attracted to.
Okay.
Or that you'll end up with for the rest of your life. The types of titties that you want to settle down with. So if you have a good relationship with your mom, you're the person that you are going to look to settle down with is probably going to have similar titties to your mom. And if you don't necessarily have a great relationship with your mom growing up, you want the exact opposite titties. So now the question that I ask you, the person that you're with right now,
Yes.
how similar to your mom's titties are her titties?
Have you ever thought about that before? Think about it now. Picture both sets.
Yeah.
Compare, contrast. There must be a time that like you
The
hugged
difference is
both
the
of them.
weight. No.
Snuggled in them.
I think they have very different titties, but let me just say, my mom has breasts.
Okay.
My girlfriend has titties. Okay. No, they're all titties at the end of the day.
Yeah, it depends on who's looking at them, because
Yeah.
I think your mom has titties. And you know, because again, like, so I'll give you an example. My example. So Ansley and my mom are not the same. Like, my mom is like 5 feet tall.
Okay.
But proportionately, if my mom and Ansley were the same size,
Yeah.
they would have similar titties. Would you agree?
Yeah, your mom's a very athletic build, and so am I. And
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there's like, there's like big ones that like you can like put your face in the middle, or there's ones that like, like my kids, I don't know, when kids breastfeed, they like whack their heads on and I was always like, I'm so sorry, kids, like it's not as padded as
I'm gonna have to think about that.
You're hitting a lot of clavicle. I apologize.
And I'm not just saying this to be a cool guy. I don't know my mom's titties that well.
Yeah, and see, that's what my friend Tanner was saying, and I've been trying to like get him to send me a picture of his mom so I could eyeball her titties.
He's not
cooperating.
I'm
He's
doing
not
a dissertation for college. Sidney, I thought you graduated. I'm going back to college.
Yeah, and he's like, he's sick of me. I've been like
asking about
for like
his
the last
mom's
week
movies.
too. There's got to be a way. I'm like, does she have a Facebook account? And he gave me her name, her middle name, and I've been like, I can't find her Facebook account. He's not, dude. It's been a whole thing. And then I was at the bank the other day, and the guy that I was dealing with, I had to go into his office, and there was a picture of him with his wife. And she was like a busty lady, and I'm like texting Tanner. It's like, dude, I'm sitting in the office with this guy. Give me an idea of how to ask him about his mom's titties without being weird. But
no, I can get on board with it. I can get on board with that theory. Yeah.
Okay, so similar titties is what you're saying?
I don't know if they're similar, but I think me and my mom sometimes we have a strained relationship.
Okay, growing up, that was the case?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And there's not like my mom's side of the family is, we love each other, but there's not much love, like not much much affection. So I think maybe that makes me want a different set of titties for,
Yeah. See what I'm saying? And I think it has to, like, the formative years matter the most. Because like now it seems like you're probably closer to your mom now, right? So now wouldn't matter.
Right. I would not want her titties now. with all due respect. With all respect.
I mean, you have to prorate them for ages.
Yeah. Which is hard to do, prorating titties. Yeah. There should be an app for that, don't you think? Yeah. They have an app for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to, what is the word? I'm missing a word, and I have a degree in economics, and it's crushing my soul right now. When you scale for time, prorate? Inflation. When you have to adjust for inflation, or deflation. Rather. You have to adjust for deflation.
Yes.
But
fix that, Biden. Fix my mom's deflated.
So Tyler, that's a chakra popped, and we
literally don't pop my fucking mom's. If you pop her titties, just to get your dim theory off the ground, I'll know who did it.
Yeah, I'm going to prove this.
Yeah,
this is going to be in some sort of like scientific journal soon. This is true. I believe this is true in my heart.
What I was feeling? What's the magazine that does not like Vibe? What is
Playboy?
I think Hustler is the one you're looking for.
Maxim? Are you thinking Maxim?
Max. Better Homes and Gardens is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You got to go all the way to the back, and there's the mom titty section.
Yes. Yes, mom. So, once again, thank you so much, Tyler, for doing this.
Of course.
And again, always forget to ask, but do you have time to stick around for the Patreon?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Hell yeah. And that's $1, of course, will get you all of our exclusive content on our Patreon. Maybe we'll even dive deeper into this titty theory on Patreon. We'll canvas the world to figure this out.
Let us know.
I know it's true for me.
Yeah.
Because like I was the opposite, by the way. Like I grew up like I was a mama's boy, and then later on, like we kind of like started to drift apart. But the titties had already imprinted.
You know what I think's happening? I think you just want to be the researcher nationwide that gets to go.
He wants to talk to people about their mom's titties.
I want to see everybody's mom's tits. I want everybody to send me a picture of their mom's tits.
This is creepy way just to get that.
Just have like a file cabinet filled with mom's tits.
Yeah. You just got a bulletin board with shit like yarn.
Yeah, Sidney, we got another load of mom tits in the mail. What should I do with these? So, but yeah, $1 gets you all of our exclusive content on the Patreon. And, of course, check out Tyler's podcast, Night Moves that he does with Lou Misiano and Sean Preston. It's a good time. Maybe they'll also do some mom tit research on there.
Yeah. Lou Misiano probably is leading expert in the field in mom titties, I would imagine. That guy's a titty enthusiast.
He's definitely an enthusiast.
Yeah.
So we've got to find out about his mother.
Ooh.
I'm pretty familiar. We gotta find out. I haven't
patient
seen,
zero.
I need to see a picture of his girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Lou's mom. She's such a sweet lady.
She
She's
is
so
a sweet
nice
lady.
to me.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you. Come join us in the Patreon and check out Night Moves. We love you guys, and we are out.
See ya.